Hello, beautiful souls. I hope that you're all doing really well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and to another pick a card reading. Today we are going to be doing a general reading for the month of June 2025. So because this is a general reading, you'll need to apply the message to whatever is going on for you. Whatever's going on for you, whether it be, whatever you're putting your most energy into, or whatever it is that's happening in your life that you need clarity around or insight around for the month of June and for what you're going through right now in current energy, the cards will give you the message that you need. Now, please remember, as I always say, that time is an illusion and energy is fluid. So that means that the messages that you get today are in current energy. So we could do this same reading again in 3 hours or in 4 days, and you might get a very different set of cards come out with different messages for you in accordance to whether you take on what it is that the cards are suggesting that you need to do or that you need to be aware of, so that you can then make the right choice for you moving forward with whatever this situation is or the energy that you are in. So without any further ado, beautiful souls, I'm going to get you to choose a card. These cards represent the 3 different piles that we are going to be doing readings for today. So the 9 of Wands is going to represent pile 1, the 9 of Swords is going to represent pile 2, and the Ace of Wands is going to represent pile 3. At the end of the reading, I will also be getting you a Moonology message. The Oracle cards, I'll show you what they look like as well at the end, just in case you're interested in purchasing your own or just to know where they're coming from. So let's get into it. If you need a little bit more time to choose which pile you're going to choose from, I'll get you to pause the video because I am about to start the reading. Also, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can find the details in the description box below, where you can find the link to my website, my social media platforms, and the other website to the other work that I do besides tarot readings. All right, beautiful souls, let's get into it. Okay, for those of you who chose the 9 of Wands or pile 1, this is your reading for the month of June 2025. So we're using the Osho Zen tarot cards, which are, I've got many favorite decks of cards, but these are really meaningful to me because they're very spiritual and deep, and I don't know, I just love them. Anyway, let's get into it. So the 9 of Wands, so what I got here is this card was meant to represent, it wasn't just a card for you to choose your reading, but this card represents a message from your higher self about where you're at the moment with what's going on within you and your world and everything else that's going on for you. So basically, the 9 of Wands is representing here that your higher self is showing you just how much strength you've built through what you've endured lately. And I feel like for a lot of you, this has been stuff that you've been enduring for, maybe quite a while, maybe not just this year or this month, but maybe several years. Maybe for some of you 9 years, maybe for some of you even longer, but you'll need to take it as it resonates for you. But this is really saying that even if you feel tired, which a lot of you would, because the 9 of Wands is close to the 10 of Wands, which is the final cycle. So even though you're tired or on edge or even maybe defensive, know that you're closer to the breakthrough than you realize. This card really reflects emotional or energetic scar tissue, for lack of a better term. So you might be unconsciously bracing for more pain or struggle, but the deeper message or the deeper truth for you is that you're not in the same place anymore, and that's a really important message that I'm meant to give you. Your awareness is expanding, and this month is about softening while staying wise and trusting the process, and that what you're healing from and what you're going through and what you're becoming more self-aware of is going to be something that's going to be long term. This isn't just kind of a momentary thing or a lapse. This is something that can potentially, if you stay aware and if you keep growing and decide to, that you'll get long-lasting results from what you're moving through. So this is really lovely. Okay, so let's get into your spread. So to start off with, we have experiencing clarified by trust. So these cards here are really talking about a powerful moment of presence, especially in this card. This person is really enjoying this tree, probably the texture of it, the feel of it. So this is being really, really present. June is inviting you to move out of the mental stories and into the body, is what I'm getting here, into direct experience. So this could be through nature, relationships, or emotional authenticity, or a mix of all of them, of course. So, and then trust here asks you to surrender to the need for control or to have like a clear map or a checklist or anything like that. This is the Fool in the original Rider-Waite tarot, and it's a gentle leap into the now. Even if you don't know where this leads, and for some of you this could be really scary, the fact that you don't know where this leads, the energy around this is supporting heart-led risk-taking and spontaneous connection. So this is you taking a real leap of faith here, with knowing that just being present is enough. And being present also helps you to understand your experience more, rather than living in the past or the future. And you can see more clearly when you're present as well. So trusting in this, really trusting in all of this. This is a beautiful card. They're all beautiful, but yes. Okay. So moving on to sorrow and turning in. So I feel like for a lot of you, if you're not aware already, there is grief surfacing, and this is maybe old sadness, regrets, or just, a collective of emotional weight. This doesn't mean, though, that something is wrong. It means you are alive, that you're tender, that you're open. This is really saying, be aware of the authenticity of how you feel, because everyone's feelings are valid. It's just that what you do with them next, and whether you're able to see through them clearly. So turning in, this is beautiful, beautifully matched with this. This is about external noise and fog, which I feel like is very much has been attributed to this energy, right? You can see the darkness there, and you can see the darkness in these images as well. But this card is suggesting that healing comes not from external fixes, but from listening to your inner world. tuning in, turning in. This is being still with your emotions without trying to fix them. Silence is medicine is the biggest message I'm getting with these two cards. For some of you, this can feel really uncomfortable. For some of you, as I said before, this is really about looking for maybe external validation to feel better, because this is a lot of stress, sadness, mental anxiety, feeling like you can't move forward, feeling very stuck. And outwardly stuck, I'm getting too. I feel like a lot of you are aware of this, but this is about, yes, tuning in, being more in your body like these other cards, and just feeling it and allowing yourself to feel it so that you can shift through it and understand what it all means to you and what it's trying to teach you as well is another message I'm getting here. So this is your last card, and this is really, really beautiful. This card here, existence. This is an invitation to kind of realign with your soul's presence. This is kind of like the beginning, right? This is a reminder that you're exactly where you need to be at the moment, that you're not here by accident. And this is very universally orchestrated, is just what I'm getting here. This is a very deep spiritual meaning about your existence and you. I've already explained, but yes, it's beautiful. I really like it. There's this energy around pureness too, and almost childlike energy, but yeah, just being really present. Now, receptivity. So this is showing that June is not about forcing outcomes. It's about allowing, and it's about allowing truth, wisdom, and inspiration to flow. This is real feminine energy, and it's really strong here. And this is talking about intuition, subtlety, and grace. So a question to ask yourself is, what happens when I stop striving and simply receive? And that doesn't mean just receiving from others, but just receiving from yourself and receiving from the universe and allowing everything to come in and go with the flow more. Being more clear-headed. It's interesting that there's like a female feminine energy in both of these. So, you know, if you're a masculine or a man or whatever title you want to give yourself, it doesn't matter. This is more so about coming into that feminine energy of like trusting your intuition more, sort of giving in and going with the flow, more sort of passivity here, and not in a negative way, but I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. This is really beautiful. Now, your oracle card that we pulled from the Moonology oracle card pack is Dark Moon, the past. So this card really echoes themes of reflection, grief, and release. The dark moon is the sacred void. So it's a time of closure before rebirth. So June may stir up, maybe June's really staring you in the face or in the eyes. Anyway, what I was going to say is June might start stirring up memories from the past. Maybe ancestral patterns will come up, or past versions of yourself that once needed armor, like the Nine of Wands we talked about in the beginning. So you need to, what's being suggested here is that you need to honor what has shaped you as to who or what you are today, or the energy around you, but know that you're not meant to carry it forward in the same way. So whatever lessons that you're learning through June, or whatever lessons are coming up for you to be learning from, the big part of this is learning to then let go of that and being able to trust a new way of being and not just living in fear anymore and living through past memories and past experiences. You've learnt what you've needed to if you allow yourself to. So then if you've learnt what you needed to, then you need to trust in the fact that you can move forward and that you'll know how to make better decisions, maybe have healthier boundaries with yourself and others, and everything else, that you don't need to wear armor, that you can trust yourself and know what you need to know. One thing you could do is you could write a letter to your former version of yourself and thank them and forgive them and let them rest. So as a summary, pile one, this month is all about doing and more about feeling, witnessing, and trusting. It's a bridge between survival and soulful living, I believe, where you turn inward not to hide, but to remember who you are beneath the wounds. There is definitely a quiet power in allowing yourself to be changed by stillness, as the cards are suggesting here. All right, pile one, I really, really hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope it's given you some clarity and or insight. Please feel very free to leave feedback and comments below if you would like to, and to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and to, of course, subscribe if you'd like to, and to share this video as well with anyone who you think might get something out of it. All right, thank you so much for your ongoing love and support, pile one. I will see you at my next reading. Bye. Hello, pile two, or for those of you who chose the Nine of Swords, this is your reading for June 2025. Please remember that time is an illusion and energy is fluid. Okay, so the Nine of Swords here was definitely a card to just kind of help you pick your pile, but also what this card really represents is a message from your higher self for the current energy that you're in. So the Nine of Swords is all about, mental conflict, sleepless nights, intrusive thoughts, regret, anxiety, just a lot of stress, basically. You're not feeling great. So this card is saying that your higher self is gently illuminating the mental loops or fears that have been haunting your subconscious. So, as I said before, sleepless nights, intrusive thoughts, anxiety, all that kind of stuff that is doesn't help us sleep, and that creates a lot of suffering and mental anguish. So this card shows that something internal is being processed, even if it's not fully conscious. So you might be carrying the weight of unspoken emotions, past shame, or imagined futures. And they could all be at the same time, right? So the message here is that your mind is loud, but your spirit is louder. And it's really time to bring compassion to your inner critic as well, and honor what needs to be released, not rehashed, because you're very much at the end of the cycle here, because the Ten of Swords is the next card, which is the end of the cycle. So you're not failing, even though maybe you feel like you are. You're unraveling what never belonged to you. Now, we've got a lot of major arcana here. This is this reading has got a really emotionally intense and sort of alchemical feeling to it, as the alchemist is the magician. I don't think I pronounced the word properly before, but you know what I mean. So your inner world is definitely going through a deep reckoning that is going to lead to profound awakening and realignment if you allow it to, and if you keep doing the work that you need to be doing. So let's get into it. So we have here the Magician and the Page of Cups. So the Magician is all about manifestation, and this is saying that you have all the tools to bring into being a new way of being. And that new way of being is a rebirth, potentially, of emotional innocence. Your heart is really tender. And there's an opportunity in June, if it hasn't already come round, to manifest from a place of vulnerability and truth rather than from fear or self-protection, which is what's going on here. Your inner child and your inner creator are working together hand in hand to make this happen. And the Page of Cups is very youthful, young energy. So it's that inner child where you have so much vulnerability and a really open heart, and you're receptive to things. And maybe you haven't had this opportunity before, or haven't felt like you've had this opportunity before. A lot of us didn't as children. So this is coming to be. And as I always say, major arcanas are karmic. So this is an opportunity for you to really manifest and make this happen. And there's probably things happening around you that are pushing you towards this, or are being shown or highlighted the importance of this, so that you can move forward and not have to continue learning hard lessons. So then we have the Five of Swords being clarified by the Queen of Cups. So you're probably going to be emerging, or should be emerging, or have the potential, if you wish to emerge from mental or emotional conflict. So whether that's internal or with others, that, feels defeating or manipulative. And almost like no win situations with people or within yourself. It's really heady. It's very a lot of mental anguish here. There's no real authenticity or trust here with what is going on here. It's all kind of like, feels like it needs to be calculated. But this is the opportunity to move out of this energy and into the Queen of Cups, man or woman, or whatever you identify. It doesn't really matter. So the Queen of Cups really brings deep emotional maturity and insight. So she responds with softness rather than with strategy, because swords are more mental and more about strategy. Cups is more about feeling and emotions, like we had here with the Page of Cups. So this is growing into maturity, the Queen of Cups. So this combination is speaking of reclaiming your peace, no longer needing to win or to feel that you need to be understood. You're really being guided here to prioritize emotional integrity over egoic battles. For example, I don't need to fight for space. I am the space. being more heart-led with conversations and communications and ways of being and seeing things, and communicating your needs. The Queen or the King of Cups are really in their power. They're really mature. They know how to control their emotions, but control them in a way that serves them, not control them in a way that means that they're hiding them, or they're trying to put on a facade and sweeping everything under the rug and glossing things over. No, being aware of their true emotions, but knowing how to communicate them and express them and behave in a way that's mature and appropriate. This is really, really nice, because this is not particularly nice energy. Your last card, stunning. We have the Sun, clarified by the Tower, which is pretty intense, but this is really lovely. I like this. So this is really talking about breakthroughs are coming. So if you haven't already felt them, they are definitely coming, but not without a bang. Okay? The Tower is a big moment of breakdown, of release, things breaking down for things to be able to be rebuilt with a better foundation. This is a collapse of illusion, and the Sun burns through what no longer fits your truth. So this is a massive, that for a lot of you, there's going to be a massive light bulb moment. So what once felt secure might be shown for what it really is. And this might be what causes this. Or after this happens, there's this moment of clarity. This is liberation. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy, but this is going to be liberation, not punishment. So the Tower, once this happened, is making way for authenticity. So you're going to be stepping into clarity. You're going to see the light more, even if it shakes your foundation. So what falls away now was never your path. It was your prison. And that can be a way of being. It can be a relationship. It can be a job that you were in. It can be a family situation, or it can just be a way, as I said before at the beginning, a way of being and the way you see things, which will ultimately, of course, affect your external world as well. Now, the oracle card that I pulled for you, pile 2, is Moonlight Enchanted. So this oracle card, I'll just show you just in case you're interested, is from the Moonology Messages Oracle. They're really beautiful cards. They're new and I'm really enjoying them. So this card, I feel, softens the intensity of the Tower and the Nine of Swords. It kind of whispers mystery, magic, and subtle messages guiding you through the dark, especially with this door here. And of course, the full moon here, which brings about lightness. And it's interesting that it's kind of coupled with the Sun. There's a lot of, the Sun is, this is kind of the yin and the yang, right? The Sun and the moon. So your intuition is growing too, is what I'm feeling here. So you're being asked to trust your felt sense over logic, which is what we were talking about here with the Queen of Cups as well. Enchantment isn't about fantasy. It's about seeing the sacred in the everyday. So you might get dreams, or you might be having dreams that you can remember, where there's messages coming through to you, signs or synchronicities during this month. Your spirit team is definitely close, or your ancestors or your spirit guides or whatever your belief is, they're close. And I feel like they're here protecting you as well. So pile 2, summary for your message of June here is that this is a really deeply transformational month. You're not imagining the heaviness, but it's not a punishment, it's a purification. Fear, illusion are all old stories that are being cracked open to make space for your clarity, for greater creativity and real connection, which is beautiful. So there's emotional healing, psychic activation, and spiritual magic weaving through everything. So let go of what hurts and make room for what heals. I hope you enjoyed your reading, Pile 2. Thank you so much for your ongoing love and support. Lots of love and light. Bye. Hello, Pile 3, or for those of you who chose Ace of Wands, this is your reading for June 2025. Remembering that time is an illusion and energy is fluid. And because this is a general reading, you'll need to apply it to whatever you need to apply it to. Probably a way of being, I would say. But let's get into it. So the Ace of Wands here is not just a card for you to look at and choose for your reading, but it's actually also representative of a message from your higher self about the energy that you're currently in. So at the moment, your higher self is, we have the Ace of Wands, and your higher self is lighting a spark within you, absolutely. A creative pulse, a spiritual surge, a deepening as in a deepening desire to be able to really begin again. So this could, of course, be either a new project, a healing journey, or just a shift in identity. Whatever it is, you're really wanting, you've got the energy coming in and you're really wanting to start this. And this is, I feel like this is going to be an incredibly big journey for a lot of you. It's interesting, this creature here, how it has this kind of tree head where there's all these leaves growing, which is representative of creativity, I believe. So this is a big surge of creativity for a lot of you. There's a lot of passion behind this. So this is really lovely. And another message I'm getting here is that you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from wisdom, which is really, really nice. So let's get into your tarot cards though. So this is a cool spread. There's a lot of lessons to be learnt here as well for this pile. You've got a few major arcanas, which are karmic cards, which means this is an opportunity for you to learn the big lessons, to move forward if you want to, of course, take the messages out of this, remembering that, you know, the work has to continue. It's a marathon. But things get easier the more we learn and we apply what it is that we need to shift and change things in a really powerful way. But let me stop preaching and get into this. So to start off, we have the Four of Pentacles clarified by the Fool. This is awesome. So for a lot of you, this is, you might perhaps probably holding on to control, to safety, to old definitions of success or stability, because this is the Four of Pentacles. Now, you've obviously been doing this because it's been serving you in one way or another, but it's not been great either. Maybe in some way you felt it's been great. Maybe you feel like it's been protecting you. However, it's, I mean, look at this, guys. This person's energy. It's kind of like, this person reminds me of someone that's quite wise in a way, and that they know what they need to do to create stability in their life. But at the same time, they're a bit of a miser, and they're just kind of, yeah. Anyway, I'll just keep going with the message. So the Fool here is coming in and saying, and asking you to just kind of lighten your grip a little bit, loosen your grip, and to move forward in a way and kind of just trust a new journey with this. And there's this dog here that I'm really being drawn to, so I don't know if any of you have dogs, but there's this message here that I need to say to some of you or all of you, is that you don't need to worry here. You've got this dog, which I really feel represents loyalty, that you have loyalty protecting your back. So even this, though this might, you letting go of this energy a bit might feel like you're taking a massive risk, it's actually for your higher good in a way, and that you have your back. There's people there protecting you and supporting you, even if you're not aware of it, because this energy is no longer serving you. And it's funny because the paradox is that true security often arrives after we leap, after we take the plunge. So maybe ask yourself, am I clinging to what's known, or stepping forward or stepping toward what's true? Nice. We then have the 5 of Swords clarified by the 10 of Wands. So there's been a lot of mental exhaustion. And this could be from people pleasing, unresolved tension, or internal conflict. You might be tired of overthinking, overgiving, or feeling like you have to justify or explain yourself all the time. So, and that is paired with the 10 of Wands. So this is really what's going on here. And it's a huge burden to you. It really is. It's like you're carrying all this burden from being like this. And it's funny because I really feel like these two characters are very similar. They've got the same kind of look in their eyes of just being smug. And the 5 of Swords is like feeling like you're protecting yourself and winning at all costs to protect yourself. But it's dismal. Like, it's not great. It's leaving you feeling very lonely and isolated, or you are very lonely and isolated from this. You're not happy, right? And this is going to help you move forward. So yeah, this is about letting this go. And the 10 of Wands, you're at the end of the cycle. So if you wish to take these messages on and use the wisdom that you have, you can break this cycle 100%. So the message here is clear. Drop the weight that isn't yours. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every story needs replaying. Your piece is more valuable than proving a point. Always, I believe. Because that's just egoic stuff here. And look at the burden it's created for you. Now, the 8 of Wands and Temperance. This is aligning with this fire energy. 8 of Wands. So this is quick movement. This movement is building very quickly, but it needs to be guided with balance, with Temperance, because Temperance is all about balance. So you might feel a burst of clarity, movement, or get messages coming in fast, and this could be emotionally or spiritually or both. And while that energy is really potent, Temperance here is just reminding you to stay grounded. This is not an all or nothing sprint. As I said before, this is a marathon. It's about divine timing, integration, and allowing energies to harmonize rather than clash, which is all Temperance is about. Balancing passion and emotion. You don't have to chase it. You just need to align with it. This is a rebirth, an opportunity, a big opportunity for rebirth for you. Now, the Moon Oracle I pulled for you from the Moonology messages is memories of the past. So this card is suggesting that the past is resurfacing for you, but not to haunt, to inform. So memories, old patterns, or even past life echoes are arising and asking you to look at them through new eyes. There's an invitation here to reflect with compassion, not self-judgment, because you're not who you were, and the past can now become sacred compost for a new life. Now, a ritual idea that you could do for this is you could have a look at an old photo of yourself and speak to that photo with love and tell them what do they need. Tell them what do they need to hear from you now. All right, pile 3, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope it's given you the clarity and or insight that you were looking for, and I want to thank you for your ongoing love and support. And if you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can find all the details in the description box below. Please feel very free to leave feedback and comments as well. And I will see you at my next reading. Thank you so much. Bye.